welcome back to our story quest playthrough using the X-Men DLC characters. We are just at the entrance of the Temple of the Hand, and let's go ahead and get right into it so we can hopefully knock out Kingpin in this episode. Now, we shouldn't have any other rifts that we run into in this episode, mainly because the only one in this area we've already found, and it's from the just outside the palace here. But we'll have plenty of good combat segments ahead of us to showcase the different character utilities here as soon as I get Cable off from that door. Alright, these headsmen are throwing more of their bombs, and Cable will do pretty well at getting us advanced quickly through this area. Roll around that bomb there. Alright, we should have all of the characters done with at this point. Cable, though he lacks attacks that he does, those gun blasts that he uses are very efficient because they deal a decent amount of knockback, even just in their base power. Alright, and get some more mana here. And in through this fighting segment, we can probably just take Cable over here into the corner, if we will, and just fire away at the opponents. Let's get one of these automated guns out. Alright. Get a gravity bomb here in the corner. And we've just about got all these grunts down. Alright, and that aerial attack from Cable will take out the rest of that boss's, or mighty enemy's stagger there. So now it's on to the Elektra fight, and let's go ahead and switch over to Phoenix as we walk into the room. Alright, let's get one of these set up so we can keep our team revitalized with their MP as opponents wander into it. Alright, that'll get it. The rest of that Phoenix Claw will get through the rest of those characters there. We've just about got the rest of the priests down here. And if we can get another one of these opened up, we should be able to regain our MP back pretty efficiently from the different enemies across the board here. Now that claw isn't doing exactly what we need it to, but that cosmic burst certainly will. And that gets through the rest of her stagger bar here. And hopefully we can burn down the rest of her health here, which we do, and that even leaves us with 3 more extreme attacks on the table to take into the next segment. So let's switch back over to Iceman here, because we should have some hallway fights to take on. And as soon as we do, we should be able to use his ice attack here to rout them off pretty well. Alright, so we've got Bullseye coming up here. And for that, I think Gambit's going to be a lot of fun and quite efficient at burning him down. And I say that because we both enjoy throwing things. And we have him down through the first part of his fight here pretty efficiently. Gambit has a lot of really nice ranged efficiency that really makes these fights pretty straightforward. Now, Bullseye's stagger bar does recuperate on its own throughout the fight, which can be a little upsetting. But we can burn through his health, especially with the deadly deal here, really kind of quick. It is one of the safer moves to spam of the flurry style attacks. As you'll see here, we can use the rest of his extreme attack to undo the rest of Bullseye's stagger bar, which I think is the first time I've ever fully depleted it in any of my runs. But that gets him completely taken down. So I'm going to employ a bit of a different strategy this time around. I'm going to position the statues off to the left of the target, because I think that will prove most efficient when trying to pull them over instead of trying to push them back. And this should be the last of them. So let's go ahead and start from this side, pull the turtle over. And don't quite have that one on, but we do now. Now let's push you over. And let's do with this last one. Let's set up a dangerous ground here, just to get some damage in on these opponents. And we should have this last one just about where we want it, hopefully. And that'll do it. Honestly, these guys are just a bit more of a nuisance than what one would normally let on. And the guys up top with their bombs are proving to be quite the excessive nuisance here. So let's take out the last of them with this aerial attack. And that aerial attack bursts down those cards that you set up very efficiently. So almost as soon as you want to throw them out, you can throw out another aerial attack and just have that over and done with. Now, Iceman should be a pretty good option up here, just because of his icicle attacks that he doles out. Never checked over that way. So that covers a wide area of the floor. Out in front of us, we should just about have the rest of these characters taken down. And if you get them with enough damage, apparently they freeze as well, which is a nice little extra added to his attacks. And this will take us right up to the Kingpin's floor. All right, so let's go ahead and get a few more of these automated turrets out. We've just about got him down here. Let's get this TK spike. That'll get down the rest of his stagger bar. And we should have him into his second phase now, which we do. Next time we get him depleted, we're going to go ahead and unleash Iceman and probably Jean's ultimate attacks on him. TK Spike takes out the grunts here, which is nice. And let's go ahead and get, I guess, Gambit and Cables on. Kingpin walked right into the middle of Gambit, or Cable's extreme attack there. And that, a couple more of those deadly deal cards there do take out the remainder of Kingpin's health. Alright, let's have another chat with Vision here, but skip the entire conversation. And let's get through to the next shield marker before calling it an episode. And just like that, Nick is pretty efficient at telling us exactly when and where these Infinity Rifts are. This one is going to be over on the left as you come out of the Avengers main control room. So make sure that you grab that if you haven't already. And just like that, let's progress over into this room and fight some more drones.
I have found a means to evolve machine-kind beyond our programming, making humanity obsolete. Prepare to be removed from surface permanently. Access to the next sector is currently obstructed. You will need to enter the...
Alright, with that, we should have enough coverage from the other team members helping us. But we did get a bit of a nasty bonk from that Ultron drone. Roll around him, continue the deprogram, and that'll be the end of it.
Tower systems restored to 25% functionality.
Nothing super exciting in these hallways, but we do have another training facility / security room up here to clear out.
Iron Man's armors were designed to aid us against
So let's swap back over to Cable. See if we can pull these guys in. And let's go ahead and get a TK spike up to knock the remainder of these guys down. This guy might poke us a little bit through the computer, but not by a whole lot. And unfortunately, the ones that we took down were right here next to the computer. So as soon as they activate, they just want to punch you in the face to keep you from completing your prime objective here. Knock it off, bud. This thing completely deprogrammed in that interim. And this should hopefully be the last time that I attempt it. And it is going to be.
tower systems restored to 40% functionality.
Alright, let's teleport up these stairs.
Love to join the fun, but I'm currently locked down in the main living quarters.
Well, let's go free up Wasp.
That'd be swell.
Figured that hacking our systems was only the first stage of the attack. Now Ultron sent his drones to do the work.
The TK Spike is pretty good at burning out these smaller drones, as it will keep them pretty well vulnerable. And with one more application of them, we should have this room fully cleared out. Which we do. Teleport forward through these hallways here. Alright, with with this, we should have the rest of this just about done. And that's the indicator that you have charged the attack for too long, because you're going to have some defense down for a few moments. But it does absolve on its own pretty well.
Proceed with caution.
Now this training facility is pretty easy to get through. It has you go in a bit of a zigzag pattern back and forth through the different rooms. All right. And with one more hit here, we should have him completely down. We can then ignore everything else that's going on. Go ahead and get this terminal active, which cleans out the room.
55% functionality.
And we should be able to continue over to the bunkers, and I believe that's where our next shield marker is going to be.
Need assistance.
And just like that, we've got another invasion on our hands that we can take out.
Ultron and I go way back. His sentries have never seen this
All right, let's get one of those automated turrets out here.
abnormal energy readings. No such thing as a lazy morning for an Avenger.
And with this TK spike, we should hopefully get some damage onto this larger Ultron drone here, which we do. Now Cable, though he's slow, he deals a very substantial amount of damage to enemies in his vicinity. And that TK spike, as long as you manage it efficiently, you really shouldn't have to worry about anyone causing you too much trouble. And if you ever do get in a pinch, you can just activate your little shield here, because the opponents can't do anything to it. And your allies' attacks will even bounce off of it and ricochet back to cause a little bit more damage around you. Well, as soon as we step onto this shield marker here, that's going to be the last of today's episode, but we will be back next week to continue through what should hopefully be the rest of this tower. So thanks again for your time and patience in watching this series with me. I hope you're learning more about these characters and how they're best used on their own and in a team dynamic. And we will catch you in the next one. Take care.